Good day, folks. So I'm going to do a little cleanup today. Saturday, get some time to kill. I'm bored. So we've got this Barlow that was sent to me by Travis, the case guy. Came in that big box of knives I got last week. And this one is a Imperial Ireland. So we've given it a good long mineral oil soak. Got quite a bit of the gummies out of it. We're just going to do a little work on the channels, get those cleaned up. This isn't going to be a heavy project. Just got to clean some of the channels out, polish up some of the brass, clean up the action, just a little general tidying up. So it's a standard type Barlow. I don't know what the year of manufacture is. You've got a saw cut Delrin or plastic handles. Very light knife, very easy carry. So we're just going to get to work. I just got those little teeny tiny screwdrivers. We're just going to do a light scrape in the channel here. See what we can dig out. A lot came up with the mineral oil soak. Don't want to give a hard scrape, just a light little scrape just to loosen up the gunk. With these narrower channels, it's a little harder to find a tool that will get in there. You can't get a Q-tip or anything like that in there. We'll take some very high grit sandpaper. Give the brass in there a little polish and clean up any of the persistent gunk or tarnish or rust. I believe this one probably has a stainless or I don't know, there's pitting on the blade, so I'm going to assume these were probably carbon blades. So probably the same with the back springs. What that sound is going to come through like with these mics, it might be very, very irritating. If so, I'll mute the volume down a bit through this. Okay, let's grab a little paper towel. I believe it was, can't remember off the top of my head. It may have been Mickey over at Hillbilly Ridge Outdoors. Said he uses patches for cleaning gun barrels out to do this. And that's a pretty good idea. I got some tucked away that I should dig out. We're getting a little bit out of there. There's enough of us on YouTube doing knife cleanups and restorations. Somebody should capitalize on that and come up with a knife-specific cleaning kit with all the tools and the cloths and patches and the various solvents, lubricants, and whatnot we use. Might be a little business there, you never know. So I see that coming off the inside of the channel. I don't know if that is rust or just the type of dirt from the environment this particular knife was in. A lot of that came out after the mineral oil soak. I've had knives that came from our Bay of Fundy area here in Nova Scotia that had a lot of the red mud from the bay in them. So this could be the case with this knife, that it's not necessarily rust, but just could be the type of dirt they have in that area. Anyway, I'll work at this for a bit, and then we'll come back with the next step. Hey, we're still plugging away here. Managed to get a fair amount of the gunk out. Never ceases to amaze me the amount of gunk and living that can hide inside of a knife channel and in around those springs. Even brand new knives. I've worked on those, and they've just been full of black gunk. Probably polishing compound and whatnot. And factory dust, who knows. Once you get your channels cleaned out, to your satisfaction, I like to work the action a lot. I like to take a piece of paper towel and pinch as close in as I can, and then work the action. Just keep working it and working it, and you'll do this over and over and over again. And you see, you pick up a little bit of the debris that comes out around the pivot as you work the action. But one of the most important things I find to clean along your back spring, because as you work the action, a lot of that debris will come out through the back spring. Just take your fingernail and just go right up against that spring and just rub it back and forth. And you get more of the stuff off of the spring. Go to the other side. Same thing. And then take and work and work and work your action. You can drop some oil or some mineral oil in the channel to help pull that debris out. And then just run along the back spring. Just keep doing that until you're satisfied that you've got enough of the gunk and debris out. It will take a long time. Depending on how dirty the inside of your knife is, it will just keep coming out and coming out and coming out. You'll start to think there's no end to it. So I'm just going to keep at this for a little bit. No sense you suffering along with me. That's the trick. You just got to keep repeating this process over and over again. Because it's just going to keep coming out. We'll check in with you on the next step. Alrighty. So I kind of got carried away and did most of the cleanup off camera. Sorry for anybody who wanted to see that, but give you a run through. I cleaned out the channels. Took some coarse sandpaper, gave them a quick rub, and then, I don't know how well you can see in there, and then some light sandpaper really gave them a good cleaning out. So we've got some pretty good color in there. I should say some pretty good shine. You can see that. And took some light sandpaper, 4000 grit on the back springs, cleaned them up along the front here. Took the same sandpaper, gave the bolsters a little polish, and the blades. Oh, we get some, excuse me, some pretty good snap now. Maybe a little bit of gunk coming out for a while yet. So the downside, well, depending on your perspective, the downside to giving the blades good polish is the pitting shows up more, but that's character on the knife, right? It got that pitting either because it was well used or somebody didn't care for it, but we care for it, so we brought it back to life. Now, one thing I did do to try and get some more of the gunk out of there is I poured a lot of oil inside and let it soak, and then I went to the compressor with a high pressure nozzle and just blasted it. And you can see where a lot of the gunk was coming out from doing that. So we've got a pretty good shine now. Now the downside to a pretty good shine is it fingerprints away really fast. So now one more thing I need to do is address the blades, because they could use a bit of a sharpen, I suspect. Yeah. The main blade, definitely. And the secondary as well. So we will grab the handy dandy Work Sharp guided field sharpener. I think we'll go right to the coarse grit. There's just not much of an edge left on here. And that's the cleanup process. See how well I can do this on camera. I have to do it at an angle so I'm not hitting the arm of the camera now. First few strokes always bind up a bit. A little bit more to get a burr. Charlie saying hello. I was worried diamond stone like this for a long time because I just thought that's just got to be just tearing metal away like crazy, but it is a good way to start with a very dull blade, and particularly good if you want to reprofile a blade. Notice I'm canting the stone as I go across. Normally, I would raise my elbow as I get to the tip to keep the angle, but the boom for the mic or the camera's in the way, so I'm keeping my elbow fixed and I am canting the stone. I believe Worksharp actually makes a bench sharpener that has a pivot system on it that automatically does that for you. If we're making any progress. Oh yeah. And we'll just fine tune that. Go down to our lesser grit. What is this one? Does it say? I think it's a 600. Doesn't say on there. I think it's a 250 and a 600 for the two stones, if I'm not mistaken. Had to peek, make sure Charlie's not wandering off. I have her off leash. She's usually pretty good at staying around, as long as I'm outside with her. Charlie, come on in here, babe. I'm just going to pause for a minute and bring her into the garage. Okay, sorry. It's dark in the driveway, and being that she's part black lab, she's a little hard to see. In there. more towards the tip, I think. That's the iPad you hear dinging away. I was watching some other knife tube videos while I was doing this because I'm working with knives. I'm in the mood to watch knife tube videos. A little better. And we'll tune it up on the ceramic rod and then give it a strop. I'm good with that. So it's just a matter of doing the same secondary blade, but we won't make you watch that. So there we have it. One Imperial Ireland Barlow, courtesy of Travis the Case Guy, all tuned up. Got good spring retention on too. Nice snap. Very nice retention. Well, I hope you enjoyed. Hopefully when I piece this all together, it'll make sense. But thank you very much, Travis. I hope I did it justice and got it shined up real good, brought back to life. Now, folks, that'll be it. I hope you're having an awesome weekend, and we will catch you on the next one. Take care.